All right, Tim. I want to ask how you're doing, but I know you're cranky pants on this one.
Yeah,
You are.
we got to go through this every couple of years, every couple of years.
We do, yeah.
They feel that they have something to achieve by doing this, and so they'll run out there and say, "We need to vote on assault weapons."
Yeah, but they actually did it though this time.
Well,
That's what's different.
He's in the process of doing it in a roundabout way, and I think we know why he's doing it, but we'll get into that momentarily.
Oh, absolutely. We'll get into that for sure. But at the high level, this is a little different because they're actually scheduling this vote. So without too much of a setup, Dr. Button Pusher, you alive? You functioning? You well?
We will venture to circle back with all of you on that after the briefing.
Okay. Brought Saki out for me. Okay. We'll circle back. It's okay. Well, with that, and everyone's present and accounted for, let's get to some freedom. Let's play clip number 1.
The assault weapons ban. Madam President, later this week, I will join my Democratic colleagues here on the floor to ask unanimous consent to pass the assault weapons ban. I will come to the floor to try and pass the assault weapons ban because right now, the scourge of gun violence in America is a national crisis. It wasn't always this way, Madam President. After I led passage of the Brady Law and the assault weapons ban 30 years ago, America saw a significant decrease in mass shootings and gun deaths.
Look, lies.
Lies, and I don't like lies, Tim. Lies are an affront to the intelligence of these amazing patriots of this amazing land. I don't like this man. I don't like him, I say.
Yeah.
He's not great.
So just to start at the rear of that video clip, him talking about how successful the assault weapons ban of 1994 to 2004 at sunset after 10 years, how effective it was. The government's own study immediately after its sunset, after the bill went away, their own study said it didn't do anything measurable to thwart crime of any type. They couldn't find any evidence it did anything. And then years later, some other group, not government, just sprung up and said, "Oh, we've done a study and boy, it changed the world. We banned these assault weapons and crime went away. It was just peace and cats and dogs were, sleeping together in the same doghouse. It was just everybody was singing Kumbaya. It was just amazing." And then the evil Republicans let it sunset in 2004, and then all of a sudden the world just came unhinged. But this is all a fallacy. It's all a lie.
100%.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring all the receipts too.
Oh, yeah.
Wait until the next segment. We've got all the receipts because we are going in hard. If they're going to call votes on this, let battle be joined. And with that said, let's get into the second part of this clip, which is just as propagandistic.
As of today, there have been more mass shootings than days in the year 2023. Let me say that again, Madam President. As of today, there have been more mass shootings than days in 2023. And the American people are tired of fearing for their lives, their children's lives, their friends' lives, every time people leave the house.
I love Tim. I absolutely love it. And this is what I need in my leaders. I need them to tell me how tired we, the American people, are from his ivory tower.
I know, right?
It's just so tiring, dude. It's so gross.
So here's, and we've said this before, and Dr. Button Pusher, I just threw a graphic up in text that we can use here. And this goes to something that we've said in the past, and it's absolutely the truth. And this is something that they will not tell you. So since the mid-90s, since the early 90s, violent crime has trended down, consistently down. It might level off, a little bit of a peak, but it continues to trend down over decades. And long after the assault weapons ban expired, you can't tie this constant downward trend of violence. You can't tie that to any gun control legislation whatsoever. Matter of fact, during this entire time that it's been going down steadily, the number of guns being sold has increased significantly, way outpacing everything. So the more guns seems to indicate that there's less crime. I think Dr. John Lott wrote something about that. More guns, less crime, correct. Something about that, right? So anyway, and so this graph I want to show you guys is really interesting because the public perception is that, oh my gosh, there are mass shootings everywhere, keeping in mind that gang violence is a mass shooting to them. They just go to anything correct. They can bring in.
Drive-bys are a mass shooting.
They're basically classifying every shooting now as a mass shooting. And so people have got this notion in their heads that we are just under imminent death threats of AR-15s hiding behind bushes because there's no criminal attached to them. It's just the guns, right? It's the guns, people. And they're going to jump out and get you. But look at this. So you can see the bottom line, the orange line, is the number of violent crime incidents occurring throughout the
Right.
years. Okay. Trending downwards. The blue line shows you that this is what the public perception of crime is. And where does the public get its perception of violent crime? The media and politicians.
Correct.
Right.
And
so the
politicians.
media is telling you you're about to be killed. The politicians are fear mongering, saying you have to ban these assault weapons. And it's all a fallacy. Matter of fact, what they won't talk about are handguns, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So the perception is way up there. People, like 80% of the people, think we have this massive violent crime problem in the United States. But the reality is it's been trending down and continues to trend down. While gun sales skyrocket.
While gun sales are skyrocketing. And it's also important to note, as a sub point to that, currently, in the year that we are sitting in, 2023, according to the exact same manipulated places that he's quoting, Gun Violence Archive, we are down 20% in homicides and suicides year over year. We are at 2019 levels. It's 2023. So the only thing that rose was during that little situation that we had,
Right.
and we're back to the mean. Isn't it weird how, as the numbers are declining, they're amping up the pressure on saying we need more gun control, almost like their impetus and their opportunity is fading and waning? Isn't that weird, Tim?
It certainly,
That's odd.
certainly seems to be the case, doesn't it? It's this panic, and it's pretty pathetic. But let's keep going, because there's so much here.
Yeah.
There's so much here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So when Democrats come to the floor this week again to pass the assault weapons ban and other gun safety legislation, I urge my Republican colleagues to stand with us, stand with the American people, stand against the gun lobby, stand against gun violence.
The evil, dreaded gun lobby. Not the gun control lobby. That doesn't exist. No. It's not that, Tim. It's the gun lobby.
Yeah.
And the NRA.
Matter of fact, I just recently looked at a chart. I think I shared it with you, talking about how much money is spent by various lobbies in D.C. And guess was so insignificant it didn't even make the list. The gun lobby. And that's all of them. That's the NRA, the GOA, SAF, JAFO, National Association of Gun Rights, all of them combined, FPC, all of them combined. All of them combined, maybe $8 million.
Oh,
two from the NRA, 2.6 from GOA, right? But then you take a look at the real peddlers of influence in DC, and it's pharmaceutical companies and realtors and things like that. So the gun lobby buying politicians is another false narrative. There just isn't that much money going into DC from the gun lobby.
It's a bunch of manipulated crap.
It is.